why are you angry? Why do you have insecurities? Why do you feel incomplete and you think other people are going to make you complete? Okay, most of us chase those things. We chase thrills. We think that when we get money, we'll be comfortable, we'll be complete. We get the money, we are still feeling empty. We chase family, we chase love, we chase marriage. We realize we have all these things, we chase a career, and then we have all these things, and immediately you have them, there's another thrill. And we have so many thrills that make you get into fear, thrills that make you find love, you're finding love, thrills that make you think that you love your children and you're a very good father or a mother, thrills that make you feel like you're the new boss or you're a boss for people, thrills that actually make you think that you're the best. And that now you start thinking whatever you think is what you will become. And you realize that's just the nature of evil. Thrills for sex, that's why we get addicted to sex and masturbation. Thrills to running a business successfully. You're thinking, if I do this, I'll be successful. You think if I just venture into this business, I'll be the best business person ever. You venture into that business because it's your passion, another thrill. And then once you get into that business, all your resources are just swept off. And you start thinking, whoa. And now you go into a depressed mode. And then the hospitals, the psychiatrists, the psychologists, they do an analysis on you and they tell you, oh, you know what? Oh, you are depressed. So you must be depressed. You lost your job? Yes, I lost my job. Oh, you lost a spouse? Yes. How about your children? My children resent me so badly. Oh, now I see. So now write a letter. Yeah? And go and throw it on the grave of your past spouse. Express yourself in that letter. Tell her or him how you felt about him when he was alive. And go and throw it on that grave. You will be fine. You do that. Oh, you come back and the same thing. You change a psychologist. You change a psychiatrist. You change a hospital. But what you're forgetting is that the evil nature and the evil spirit has built a home in you. So even if you run away, you're still carrying that evil spirit with you. This is where we try to help you fix that evil spirit and evil nature in you. This is where we try to make you reconnect yourself with your own spiritual world and realities. This is where we make you live in the real reality, which is now. This is where we separate you from your own thoughts, because they are not your thoughts. They are what people put in your head. This is a home where we actually make sure that those thrills that you're constantly chasing have been shut down, so that you become conscious about life, because most of us are actually living unconsciously. We are neither in the present, we are neither in the future, we are neither in the past. So we are constantly chasing evil thrills that are all over, and we forget to be conscious about life. One of my clients told me that the husband is tired, that all she does is give birth to girls. Why are you giving me girls all through? I know most of you know this story, right? You've heard of this story, that a man leaves a woman to just go and get another one, because this woman is actually constantly giving him girl child. Firstborn, girls. Secondborn, girls. Thirdborn, twins, girls. This is a curse. How can you give me twins that are girls? I wanted boys. Who will inherit my property? Who will take over my throne? Another stupid thrill. You're chasing a throne that you don't even have. You're chasing a career, a thrill to be successful, and the success, you don't even know how to define it. You're chasing family. You want to be the best family man. You're not. That's the devil trying to convince you, oh, you're the best, so that you feel good. The ego comes in. And then a minute later, he tells you, oh, you're the worst. Look at your daughters. They're now under the umbrella. And you become, why did I do this? Now you get a son. You've been telling this woman you want a son, and God works miraculously. You get that son. And then this son comes to resent you. He becomes a huge drug addict. Like, and now you start blaming the woman. You know what? This is from your side. Our side, we don't have any drug addiction. This must be from your side. And that's the reason why we have this. We want to tell you, men, that you are the carriers of the Y chromosome. So you cannot blame a woman for giving you girls. It is you who determines. And we'll tell you how you can actually manipulate this system to actually get a son if you want to. Because remember, There is one type of sperm or chromosome that travels faster than the other and gets tired quicker than the others. There's the one that comes in slowly and travels farther. So you'll know that through this life, okay? So we are here to actually help you overcome your thoughts. We are here to help you overcome those thrills, the fake thrills that you are going through, okay? So that you can lead a healthy and comfortable life, and all above it all, you live consciously. I've told you, this life is inspired by that gentleman who is running away from his wife because she's giving him only girl child. So this guy is tired of these girls. He wants a son because maybe in future he might stand for a political position and the politicians will ask him, where is your son? You don't have sons? I mean, you cannot talk in front of people if you don't have sons. You're chasing that thrill that is coming from politics. This life is intended to help you overcome your evil nature that controls your thoughts and your feelings and emotions. And now you become this emotional person who cannot pass adequate judgment. You can't. When emotions come in, you become useless. Specifically men. So yes, if you can start requesting. We can call you in and then we can actually ask you a few questions. It's not a difficult thing. We just want to help you fix that anger. Why do you think you have this anger? Why do you overreact all the time? Why do you think you have OCD? Why do you think you sit in a corner and let somebody allow you to think and believe that you're depressed? So most issues that we have, they are not our own issues. No. They are just useless thoughts. And I told you, your greatest enemy is your own thoughts. Why? Because the devil uses that to control and manipulate you. The devil knows that he can actually excite you, he can actually depress you, but he cannot destroy you. So he actually makes sure that you are unstable in your own state. You keep on being in that fallen state, very unstable. When you're in that unstable state, that's how he survives. He doesn't want to die inside you. Of course, our parents, who are the first people to give us a false identity, are the ones that imposed this false identity into us. They imposed this false identity into us. They made us a mini image of them. They recreated us in their own image. That is not how God designed it. That is not how we like it. I wouldn't love being my mother. You wouldn't either. But she has remolded you into her own image because she's the one who introduced the first identity in you. And guess what? It was the role of the father to make sure that your identity remains. So the father was supposed to actually oversee what was happening. He was the one who was supposed to protect you against the emotions and the evil nature and the anger that was coming from the mother. Because when mothers or women are denied attention by the man, they tend to turn children against the man so that they can get their attention back. It is an innocent move. It is not them, so we cannot blame women. We know it is a spirit that is inside of them, and they have allowed that spirit to live in them, and that spirit controls them. Because whatever spirit that you harbor inside you reveals things to you, and you work or you do according to that spirit. So if you harbor an evil spirit inside you, you are very unstable, emotionally unstable. You give yourself these names. You see, a woman has or a man has an evil nature in them, and instead of fixing that evil nature, they give it a very beautiful name so that it can keep on living inside them. They say, you know, I have OCD. You know, I have ADHD. You know, I overreact. So you give it a beautiful name so that you don't feel bad about yourself. That is the devil trying to control you. He's trying to tell you, please, tell them you have OCD. When you say you have OCD, people are like, oh, OCD. What is that? Tell them, oh, you know what? I don't like things being messed up here. I'm this person who is a perfectionist. Another good name. I'm a perfectionist. All these things are not you. They are here. And somebody put those thoughts here. If you had a chance to make your own thoughts, you will never make negative thoughts. You will never hate people. You will never care. You will never feel inadequate. You will never look for love. You'll never look for thrills. You'll never think if somebody comes in to love you, they'll make you adequate because you are born adequate with your own identity. However, somebody subsided that identity by imposing their identity on you. That has to be your parents. And that's the reason why out here, most marriages, women are so angry. And the reason why women are so angry out here is because men have become feminine and very weak. So we have marriages that are full of very weak men, I call them males, and very angry women. Now they resent each other so badly, and as you resent each other, you become those that you resent. Now you become more evil. And guess what? The devil is constantly telling you, resent him. He's doing bad. You deserve better. He tells you that to make you feel good about yourself. Once you feel good, he comes in later to tell you, why are you doing this to yourself? Go back to that husband. Go back to that wife. Why are you chasing them away? He makes you feel guilty about taking a positive or a negative stand. He tells you this is positive and then tells you this is negative. So most of the times, even when you're making a prayer, most of us make a prayer from our thoughts. Oh, I want to be this. Oh, God, give me this. You're making a prayer from your thoughts. So you're actually making a prayer to your father, the devil. You have an identity, you have a scripture, and you have the kingdom of heaven inside you. You are your own world. So yes, you are in this world, but this is not your home. Your home is inside you. Whatever is happening in the world is none of your business. So you are in the world, but you are not of the world. But how would you know that if you don't have an identity? You can't. You'll constantly blame other people. You'll constantly seek favors. You'll constantly chase thrills. And when you get this thrill, there is another one that you need to chase. And that's why somebody came in and lied to you, the same devil, that you know what? Human wants you cannot satisfy human wants. You cannot satisfy. So somebody actually made you believe, like literally, I cannot satisfy human wants. So he actually or she actually made you think that you are inadequate. You cannot have enough. You can't have enough. So it is very intentional that somebody tells you, oh, you know what? Human wants, you cannot satisfy them. And now you believe, and when you believe, you actually become. So you cannot satisfy your wants. And you constantly seek a want. You get this job, is the best job that you ever wanted. You went for an interview for that job. And at that moment in time, you knew, if I get this job, this is the best thing that will have ever happened to me. You even made a prayer to the father, the devil. You went down on your knees. He lied to you. Go down on your knees. Pray. And you prayed from your own thoughts because you wanted that job from your thoughts. Because you thought that if I get this job, I'll be comfortable. And then you feel good about it. You go for an interview, you perform well. He tells you, congratulations. You come back, you make a prayer to your father, devil, again. And apparently you get the job because you are of the world. You are in the world and again, of the world. So you get that job. And you do that job. You see, look at you. You get a job today. Tomorrow you're at work at 7:30 and the requirement is coming at 8. At 7:30 you're at work. Oh, you're opening those files and making sure everything is in order. You're leaving at 6:30, even though you're supposed to leave at 5. Because you're this best person. You're so interested in this job, you've gotten it. You are running away from poverty, and now you found this job that is going to get you out of poverty. Oh man, they will know the beast in you. Oh, give them 2 weeks. 2 weeks after they've known people. They've become wenyeji. 2 weeks into that job. Oh, you are the first one to be late. Everybody's complaining, why are you late? Or give me, some will push up to a year because they want to show an image. They want to create this image that they're the best employees. They're the best bosses. They want to interact with everybody, shaking hands with a very firm handshake, looking straight into people's eyes. You're like, aye, ego. And it sets into you, oh, you know what? You're just a boss like any other. There's a bigger boss than you. Now you want the bigger posts. And as you want the bigger post, you start getting led into this job because this job is not enough for you. Yes, seeking validation. Thank you so much, Divine. So you're shaking people's hands and thinking, oh, you know, I studied a book that was talking about psychology. When you're shaking somebody's hand, you must look straight into their eyes. You shake, firm handshake, look straight into the eyes, shoulders down and chest up, and your neck straight. You're like, hey, I'm that guy. And then people are like, hey, habari yako daktari. Yeah, habari yako daktari. When we are called daktari, oh, I'm the best in the world. Imagine I save lives. Ego comes in and the devil is constantly telling you, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing good. My son. And as you defend it, you're thinking that is God talking to you. No, he's coming from here. Okay? So when you feel a certain way, because when you believe things, you start feeling a certain way about them. And now you start overreacting to those feelings. When you overreact to those feelings, you're giving the devil a chance to actually manipulate you. So he knows here is the weakness. That's when the devil settles inside you. If you had a chance to make your own thoughts, you will make the best thoughts. Why is it that 90% of your thoughts are just evil, are just negative? Why are you so worried? Why are you scared? So we constantly chase these things, and it's crazy. By the way, I'm talking about things that you guys know. Imagine somebody has sat in a class for biology. Some of them are even doctors, studied all this medicine stuff and all this genetics and chromosome stuff. Came out of that class as educated fools, because how can you come out of that class with all that science? You're calling yourself a professor, but you're actually victimizing a woman for not giving you a son. Yet you know very well you are the one who is carrying the Y chromosome. How is that even making sense? Now, men, allow me to tell you this for free. I don't care what religion you're in or whatever. One, it's very hard for a man to divide his attention to two women. Very hard. Even one is a whole load of issues with you. You cannot even fix this one. Imagine you don't have an identity already. Now you have a woman who has no identity because you attracted who you are. So the reality is this. If you have one wife, you're giving attention to your children because love flows from God to the man, to the woman, to the children. Bring in a second wife, it becomes a serious problem. I know there are people who are actually polygamous. I don't care. That is your own business. But immediately you bring in a second wife, your attention is totally divided. So it becomes hard for you to attend to these children. How can you do that? Unless you have resources, that's the only time you will be able to get respect from these women. But having 40,000 shillings and marrying two wives, just because you got bonuses from sugarcane, and then now you have to wait for 18 months to get another bonus, it is just crazy. Doesn't make sense to me. Lawyers, it's time for you to wake up. Number two, men, if you have a wife, and then she gives you children, and then God forbid she dies, the worst thing you can do to those children is marrying a second wife or a stepmother to them. Now, I'm telling you this for free. You can bring emotions on this, but as you bring those emotions, please come on so that I can actually make sure you understand it. Request to be on. So, your attention is supposed to be to your children. Just the same way, women who are actually so much into their careers, they are chasing a thrill of the careers. They hate their children so bad. Hello? I'm not saying women should not work. I'm saying a woman who is constantly chasing the thrill of a career hates her children so bad that she cannot be available for these children. However, look at it in the bigger picture. Look at it in the bigger picture. Women are confident working and raising children for a strong man, the provider, the protector, and the leader. Underline that. Women are confidently interested in raising children for a strong man. They have no problem with that. But look at 80% of the marriages. Oh, 50-50. Oh, 70-30. The man is paying bills, school fees, the woman is paying rent. Where do you expect the respect to come from? Men, where do you want the respect to come from? You think women love working. Women enjoying being in places of work. I've said this over and I'll say it again. Women enjoying being in places of work. So if you think your woman loves waking up early to prepare children to go to school and then come prepare herself to go to work, you are the weakest man ever. You married the wrong one. I'm telling you the truth. And you can hate me for this, but you will see the sense. Because that marriage is only working on cameras. Whatever you're posting to us on the internet is what is working. That time that you're sitting down to choose which is the best naked picture for your wife so that you can post it for us to come after your wife. That is the only thing that is working in that marriage. But if we put a CCTV in that house, nothing is working. Nothing. Nada. Way. Nothing. So whatever you're chasing out here is a thrill of external validation. You're trying to get the validation from us. You're trying to show us that you're doing okay. By the time you're thinking of showing us you're doing okay, it is true. You're not doing okay. You're not. So putting your wife out here, she is naked and pregnant, you're exposing her out here, is the number one sign of weakness in men. Males, let me just call them males, because no man in the right senses can actually put a pregnant woman on the internet naked. So you're chasing a thrill of validation from other people. Now, this woman is actually controlling you because you are weak, you are effeminate, you are non-provider. She dislikes you and hates you, and that's why she's trying to think if she puts herself out there, one, she's going to show her exes that she's doing good. She's not. And number two, she's looking for the next. And that's why you see all your celebrities. It is always, Fulani shows us our next new girlfriend. Next new. You're just the one who is also sitting there awaiting for the next new. You're being a caretaker. So imagine you with your whole brain of a leader, sitting down with your woman who is pregnant. You've just come from a studio and now you're choosing the best naked picture to post to us so that we can come and like that picture. So you get the thrill Ay. Hey, hey, thrills. Crazy thrills, my friend.